Good morning. With you today, Mrs. Rania Anwer, math teacher, for covering lesson 1, unit 1, algebra for prep 1. Repeated multiplication. What's the meaning of repeated multiplication? Let's move to slide number 2. Repeated multiplication, as we studied before in primary stage, that means if we have a to the power 3, that means a multiply a. We multiply the number 3 times. Now, if we have a rational number a over b, and n is a positive integer, then a over b to the power n, that means a over b multiplied by itself to n times. It's read as a over b to the power n, or nth power of the number a over b. If we have a over b to the power n, we can distribute the power to the numerator and denominator. We can write it as a to the power n over b to the power n. Let's move to slide number 3. As we studied before, any number raised to the power 0 equals 1, except 0. So a over b to the power 0 equals 1 and a not equal 0. For example, 1 over 3 to the power 0 equals 1. Negative 3 over 19 to the power 0 equals 1. Any number raised to power 0 equals 1. Let's move to slide number 4. If x is a rational number and m is positive integer, then if we have a negative number raised to power, if the power is even, the negative will be changed into positive. When m is an even number, we can write negative x to the power m equals x to the power m. Why? If we have negative 1 over 3 to the power 4, that means negative 1 over 3 multiplied by itself 4 times. And as we know before, negative by negative equals positive. So the negative will be positive. It will be 1 over 3 to the power 4 equals 1 over 81. But if we have a negative number raised to power odd, as example, negative 1 over 3 to the power 3, that means negative 1 over 3 multiplied by itself 3 times. Negative by negative equals positive, but positive by negative equals negative. So the negative will be in the result. We can write it outside of the bracket as negative open bracket 1 over 3 to the power 3 equals the negative 1 over 27. Let's move to slide number 5. Examples. 1 over 3 to the power 2. That means 1 over 3 multiplied by itself. 1 over 3 by 1 over 3 equals 1 over 9. Number B, negative 2 over 5 to the power 4. Here we have a negative number raised to power even. So the negative will be positive. So it will be 2 over 5 to the power 4, that equals 4 over 25. Negative 3 over 4 to the power 5. The power here is odd, so the result will be negative. Negative 3 over power 5 equals negative 243, and 4 to the power 5 equal 1024. If we have a mixed number like 1.5, firstly we change into improper fraction. 1 multiplied by 2 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3 over 2, and distribute the power. 3 to the power 4 equals 81 and 2 to the power 4 equals 16. The last one, negative 1 over 4 to the power 2 multiply 3 over 5 to the power 2 multiply 72 over 40 to the power 0. Negative raised to power even, it will be positive. 1 over 4 power 2 equals 1 over 16. 3 over 5 power 2, it will be 9 over 25. Any number raised to power 0 equals 1. So 1 over 16 multiply 9 over 25 multiplied by 1 equals 9 over 400. Let's move to slide number 6. Example. If we have A equals negative 1 over 2, B equals 1 over 4, and C equals 4, find the value of the expression A plus B all to the power 3 multiply C to the power 3. The numerical value, that means we replace A with its value. So we replace A with negative 1 over 2 and replace B with 1 over 4. This bracket raised to power 3 multiply by C, replaces C with 4 to the power 3 and put all of this on the calculator to get the final result. It will be negative 1. Let's move to slide number 7. Complete the following. The multiplicative inverse of the number 2 over 5 to the power 0. As we studied before, the multiplicative inverse, that means the reciprocal of the number. So firstly, we get the result of 2 over 5 to the power 0. It will be 1. The multiplicative inverse of 1 is 1. The additive inverse of the number negative 3 to the power 0. 3 power 0 equal 1, but here is negative, it will be negative 1. The additive inverse of number negative 1 will change the sign. The positive will be negative and the negative will be positive, and 0 also will be 0. So here the additive inverse of negative 1 is 1. The multiplicative inverse of the number negative 1 to the power 3. Negative 1 to the power 3 equals negative 1. The multiplicative inverse of negative 1 is negative 1. So, to get the additive inverse of the multiplicative inverse of any number raised to any power, get the result of this, then get the additive and or the multiplicative inverse according to the required. So, the additive inverse of the number negative 2 over 5 to the power 2. Get the result of this firstly, it will be 4 over 25. So the additive inverse of it will be negative 4 over 25. 1 over 4 to the power 0 plus 1 over 4. As we said before, any number raised to power 0 equals 1. So 1 plus 1 over 4, it will be 5 over 4. 5 over 3 to the power 2 multiply 5 over 3 to the power 0. Get the result of the first bracket, it will be 25 over 9. Multiply by 1 equals 25 over 9. Let's move to slide number 10. Calculate each of the following. If A equals negative 1 over 2, B equals 2, and C equals 3 over 4. Find the numerical value of A to the power 3, B to the power 2, plus B to the power 2 multiply C minus 8ABC. As we said before, the numerical value of any expression, that means we replace the symbol by its value. So we replace A with negative 1 over 2. But here we have A to the power 3, so negative 1 over 2 to the power 3. Multiply by B, replace B with 2 and raised to power 2. Plus B power 2 also, it will be 2 to the power 2. Multiply C equals 3 over 4. Minus 8 multiply A, negative 1 over 2, multiply B 2, multiply 3 over 4, it will be 17 over 2. Now we have finished. Thank you for listening and goodbye.